Good morning, good night, good evening, and today I've got UnrealAllen and the AL Montpelier on Operation Nerai with Amagi, Zayton, Arizona, Mogami, Hipper, and Harbor. So it's a very good setup for this map. A lot of good ships. The only one that's at a real disadvantage is Arizona because of its speed. So that's unfortunate. We'll get all this set up for you so you can see the radar range. Radar is 9, which is standard for all light cruisers. Hydro is 5. So if hydro is 5 for ships, then 3.5 would usually be the detection radius. Now it does have armor piercing loaded for the Emil. The bad news is that the ship is difficult to kill with Citadels. He is going for the transport zone, so we'll see how that goes. Just over pins and pins, which I expected. He would probably do more damage with HE, to be honest. I feel like HE would do more damage. If it was an Omaha or any other Japanese cruiser, it would have been Citadel. But since it's a French one with spaced armor, yeah. Bounces and New York shells, he got a little lucky there. Now he does have less health than a Bayard with survivability expert. So he can't lose too much health. Amagi gets a good Citadel shot right there. Now, most people don't know this, or if they do, they don't really share it openly. Any ship that usually gets all 5 transport kills and the medals, Fox in the henhouse, is typically usually always going to be in the top 3, usually top because of those transports. It's honestly, in some ways, I think a real dirty way to get top place. I think that's why most people usually steal a transport, is because they know that will happen. He does take a pretty good chunk. He's lucky he doesn't get Citadel though. Harbin drops deep waters, and it looks like they all miss, unfortunately. Doesn't get a permanent fire though on it. He should pick up the kill. Yep, he does pick up the kill. So he's at 50,000. That's not a bad start for the Montpelier. And Montpelier is just basically a Cleveland, which isn't much. Cleveland's a great ship, but the only real difference is they get to, from what I can tell, it gets a few small things different than Cleveland. But I believe Cleveland has the better reload. I just think there's better UnrealAllen ships than Montpelier. I think Cheshire is just a great ship in general.
Attention, enemy transport ships detected. Destroy the enemy transport ships.
Now, in terms of the team, Hipper and Mogami are kind of sitting out there. They are in a vulnerable position from the Missouri. And then Arizona can't do much. Harbin hopefully is going to torp the battleship. And then the two BBs will hopefully provide us. We hope. Because you never know what's going to happen on the ride. You really don't. You can either go extremely well or extremely bad. Looks like Harbin does go down to the Leander. That's unfortunate. So the only ship there to torp is the Zeiton. So there is an issue.
We've sunk an enemy destroyer.
It is an odd setup when you look at it, because you see the Mogami and the Hipper are all going back to the convoy. So who knows what happened? We don't see their health yet, so who knows? Zeiton's really in a bad spot. The Arizona is in a nasty position because Missouri does overmatch the bow. But if you can get alongside it, you can get some good chunk damage. And it looks like that's what the Amagi is doing too. The bad news is, I don't know. Nope, Hipper does get it on torp, so we did get torps and a flood on it. So good for Hipper. Bad news is no one doesn't. They might have taken a lot of damage to Hipper and the Mogami from that Missouri. One thing I have noticed about Mr. UnrealAllen here is that he is definitely it's definitely a significant tunnel vision for sure. Does look like they are firing on the Liberty Civil here, so we'll see how that goes. Will we get the kill? Will we not? Will we get robbed to the middle? Usually, you can always expect one transport to get robbed. And shots coming in. Yep, Amagi does take, so he is going to get the medal. Amagi is still pretty full health. Arizona's going straight in, which I really am glad he is. Hipper's still full health. Mogami did look like he took a Missouri shot there, though.
Commanders, provide cover for the transport ships.
I wish one of the battleships had gone around with the other Liberties, because that is an issue. That might cost them a star right there. So Cleveland's pretty full health. So odds are they may lose a transport ship. Arizona is taking torps. Looks like he took two. He takes, looks like all three from the Wakeful. Transports are taking fire. Is that transport going to go down? Yep. So we're getting 4 stars now. That's unfortunate. But honestly, totally expected anymore. A true 5-star op on your eye is extremely difficult to pull off anymore. Hipper, is he gonna live over there though? He dodges the Omaha tour, so he'll live, hopefully.
This is the convoy commander. Our troops are starting to land.
There's a lot of fire going out on that. Mogami. If they lose one more transport ship, they lose that star. I don't know why the Amagi isn't just pushing in. He's kind of playing really slow. Yeah, I saw that happen. Mogami goes down. Just so he could get off the YOLO tour for us, which makes no sense. Arizona's the one tanking that. So we'll see how that goes.
Enemy destroyers.
The Jervis is shooting the transports now. But no one sees that. Britannia's turning his guns to the transport, so we could end up losing another transport here. They lose one more transport, and I believe they lose it down to 3 stars. Oh, that's a pretty nasty hit. Hipper's coming to the fight. He's putting fire down on the German. He takes another good salvo there. He picks up natural selection. Misses the shells from the Queen Elizabeth. He gets lucky there. Now the Anchorage is the next step. They're only 44 troops away from getting it, from losing that star. So they don't have much ability. They just lost another Liberty ship. So there's not much separating them from that 4th star. Less than 50 troops. And they do get the 4th star. And we have to thank Mr. Zeiton there, because he was the one pushing that anchorage. Had he not been pushing or taking fire, that anchorage would have snagged that kill. Because we all know that one transport near Zeiton was the only one unloading. So that was the key. Hipper finally goes down, but did his job. So kudos to Hipper. He did a lot of work. Drawing fire, taking the CV, helping Team Missouri. A lot of tiny little things that all added up. Four stars, he gets 10 kills, 324 final damage, rounded up. So, natural selection, assistant, no major contribution, 10 kills, 324, not bad. 32 fires, which is a significant amount, but not much when you're looking at Cleveland. Looks like he was probably running a gray booster, and maybe a gray booster on credits. Let's see. Hipper, congratulations, Hipper. You actually beat the Montpelier, so congrats. Hipper deserved that top spot. He really did. Hipper was probably the star of the replay, honestly, because of all the tiny things that Hipper did to secure that 4th star. There was a lot of tiny things. And the Zeiton did a lot of... Those two worked really well together. They secured that 4th star. There's no doubt about it. Because, I mean, when you look at the damage and you take away that transport damage... So let's just take away the transport damage for a second. Let's add up that damage. Yeah, when you take off the transport damage, that's 60,000. It's roughly around like 60,000 damage. 60. What was that? That was around 66,000 damage. So when you take that off, that significantly drops his score down a lot. So without the transports, he jumps up to 257,000. Which really drops it down to what it would normally be for a normal run. That just shows you how much damage is in those transports. They're really one of the easiest objectives there. Yep, he was running actually a green booster. 800 on the commander one, so blue booster, and it looks like a gray booster. But not a bad game. Not a bad game, but I truly will say that the stars of the replay unfortunately weren't Unreal Allen, but were the Zeiton and the Hipper. I think those two did a phenomenal job. When you added up their kills, they did 12 kills together, and they each secured their own side of the map. people underestimate how strong even a two-man division can do on this op. So I have to give the Zeiton and the Hipper basically make them the stars of the replay. They did a phenomenal job. And my only criticism for UnrealAllen would be, next time, can you give us a little bit more of your team's health over the whole match so we can at least see that? Because for most of the match, we'll be just watching you. We can't really tell what's going on the other side of the map. That would be my only criticism. But a decent match.